Yes. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Uh, Hello, and introduce myself and give the quick little homeroom for success. I am Kirsten Peck, and I am a high school English teacher. I usually teach freshman English, and I have decided to put something together called the Smart Start Challenge because I have had so many students in my classrooms over the years who are unhappy, who are struggling, and who just seem to like give up. They put up a big defensive wall. Sometimes they act all tough or they act mean, like they don't care. Or, they get into all kinds of behavior problems or discipline issues. Some of them have even been to jail. I've taught a lot of students that have had some problems. Okay. So I decided to put together a program of things that I've learned over the years that I've been doing trainings as a teacher. And after years of practicing personal growth and improvement techniques that I've learned from successful people. So I decided to put all this material together, mix it all up, add in my special blend of magic. I'm going to call it Miss Peck's Magic, and created something called the Smart Start Challenge. Okay, so in the challenge, it's 31 days of activities, reading and thinking and writing for high school students. Ideally, I am looking for freshmen. And it really is based on the idea and the scientifically proven fact that when you practice something a little bit every day, over time, it builds up and just becomes incredible power. It's your superpower. So if you start working on your superpower a little bit every day, the younger you start, the better, because then you'll be like super powered by the time you're like 20 or something, right? I mean, anything is possible. I believe that. I know that in the depths of everything that I'm about, right? So the Smart Start Challenge, here's the book. I'm super excited about getting it together in the book. And it is a little bit of reading and it's a little bit of writing, like I said, but it's you testing yourself and you grading yourself and you figuring out what it is that's going to make you want to do things and make you want to work for something because it's the most awesome thing that you could ever imagine, right? And it's proven, it's scientifically proven that when you figure out what it is you really are interested in doing and what really fascinates you and where you really want to make a difference, there's nothing to stop you from making that big difference. And it can be anything, any topics. I don't care what it is. I remember I went to college with a friend of mine who wanted to be an astronaut. And I just remember at the time, I remember thinking I was young, I was 18, I was dumb, I don't know. And he just was focused and he was like, I'm going to be an astronaut. And he was an athlete and he was in the reserves and he was going to go in the Navy. And he had this whole plan of what he was going to do because he was going to be an astronaut. And I find out that he probably did make it working for NASA. And he probably right there right now being a main guy because that's what he decided he wanted to dedicate his life to and what he was going to be all about. And it's true with so many people. I meet people, they say it takes 10,000 hours of practice in order to get at high mastery level, like the champion of the champions level. So I'm not suggesting 10,000 hours. I mean, that's crazy. That's like 30 hours every week for 30 years or something. And at one point, my students and I did the math on what that looks like, right? I tell you, go do the math. How many hours a day does that take? You see my point. A little bit of practice gets you going. Okay. So I'm here sharing these ideas because the challenge is just like life. We talk about real life. There's things in it that are just like life. And I'm proof of it because I decided that I'm going to change my life and became an author, wrote my book, and am out publicizing this and becoming now a growth mindset coach, which is different from being a high school teacher, something totally different. But I've decided I'm going to pivot. I'm going to do this. This is where I'm going, and this is what I'm about. And I'm loving doing it because it's what I want to do. How cool is this? So it's sharing these ideas. Okay. So I put on here one of the topics that I just kind of randomly talk about on different days here in Homeroom. And I mentioned the topic of friends and friendships. And the point that I kind of want to think about, I want you to think about and just reflect on today, kind of two sides of this. What kind of friend are you? Are you a kind of friend that is always honest and always has your friends back and always has their best interest at heart? Are you that kind of a loyal friend? You know, or is that something, not everybody values that, and that's okay. Maybe that's just something for your best friends, and that's only one or two people, but other people consider that a major factor. Or what about being honest with somebody, and maybe that, they might not want to hear something, but they need to hear it. And so are you going to be friend enough to tell them something that they don't really want to hear, even though they need to hear it and they need to know? That's that kind of, what kind of a friend am I, right? And what do I expect from my friends? Do I want friends that are going to be honest with me? And do I want friends that are going to be loyal with me? Are those priorities for me? And if so, then when I have friends that aren't necessarily that loyal, I need to be like cutting them loose because they're not living up to the standards that I'm living up to myself, you know? And that's something that you guys as high school students are learning this, and this relationships and how to deal with people, how to deal with teachers, how to deal with people at work. You're getting jobs and you're going to have bosses, and they're going to be, making you do stuff at work in order to get a paycheck. Those kinds of relationships, those kinds of ideas and things, I kind of just want you today to think about it from what are you bringing to the table? And then what are you expecting back in that same level of return? So that's the thought for the day. I think it's day 17. And it says, friendship is like a mirror because it reflects on you, and it shows who you are based on who you're friends with and who you're hanging out with. So now my school teacher or / my mom hat almost is going to come on, and I'm going to say, don't hang around with people that are not your friends and that are not having your best interests, and make that a conscious decision of like, no, I am going to control this, and I'm going to have the best friends that I can have, and I'm going to be the best friend that I can have. I'm going to be the best friend to myself. That's a whole nother topic that we'll talk about another day, right? So that's my thought for the day. This is my homeroom for success. And as you guys know, if you're following me, I decided to take it outside and on the road. And so I'm just kind of on different places around different neighborhoods. I was out camping again last night. There was a meteor shower that was fabulous. I was out away from the lights so that I got to see a lot of the stars flying, and it was just amazing last night. So like I said, you get a girl a modem, and she's on the road. So that's been my dream, and I'm living it, and it's really fun. So I want to invite you to come along with me and get in the Smart Start Challenge. It's got a website, smartstartchallenge.com, and I have personalized coaching with me. We could set times up right after this homeroom every afternoon so that you can get this one-on-one specific coaching that goes with the challenge. So that's over at my website, askmisspeck.com. And this obviously is the channel, askmisspeck.com on YouTube. So I'm here at the Homeroom for Success. I will see you tomorrow, and hope you'll be the best friend that you ever had, ever. Okay? Take care. Bye.